Hey guys, I'm coming at you with a new video today, and today's video is the highly anticipated, well, I don't know if it was highly anticipated or nothing, but a lot of people couldn't wait for this video. So it is the video of why/how I kept nursing school a secret. Ooh, juicy, juicy. Alright, so I'm gonna try and keep this short, because this story, it goes way back, but I'm gonna try to just give the basics of what, when, where, how, why. Okay, so this story actually goes back to when I was in high school, and basically my whole life I said I wanted to be a doctor. I was set on being a pediatrician and going to Columbia University and, being a pediatrician and living my life as a pediatrician. Well, when I got to high school, I had all the grades, I had the honors classes, everything. But, I was just I don't want to be a doctor anymore. I want to do something else. I know I want to do healthcare. I just don't know what I want to do, but I know I don't want to be a doctor. So, my parents were so against it, and they were yelling at me, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, no, I'm still going to apply to what I want to do. So originally I said nursing. I want to do nursing. So I went to my parents and I was like, you know what? I think I want to do nursing for my bachelor's. And they flipped out. They were like, everyone does nursing. Why would you do that? You might as well be a doctor, blah, blah, blah. So I'm African, if you didn't know. I'm Sierra Leonean, if you didn't know, which is a country in West Africa. It is true. You're more likely to find a nurse as an aunt. Anyone who's older that's a woman or even a man, they're going to be a nurse. So my parents didn't see it as something special. They wanted me to do something totally different, out of the norm. Even though nurses make good money, they just saw it as something that was just anyone could do in their minds at the time. So they had people calling me and harassing me, like all these aunts and uncles that I never knew, talking about, oh, you want to do nursing? Why would you do such a thing? And I was really crying because I'm like, yo, my parents don't support me. So I put the whole nursing thing aside, and I was like, you know what? I want to do pharmacy. So pharmacy is what I had my mind set on for my undergrad. So I only applied to 2 colleges. One was Howard University. I applied as a pre-pharm major, and the other was Rutgers University. And I applied for pre-pharm and pre-med as my major, just because I was like, okay, just in case. I heard the pharmacy program is really hard to get into. If medicine is my destiny, then I will get accepted into that. I got accepted into Howard's pre-pharmacy program, and I also got accepted into Rutgers pre-med, and I didn't get accepted into Rutgers pre-pharm. I had to make a decision between going to Howard and doing pre-pharm, or staying home and going to Rutgers and doing pre-med. And so my parents finally sat me down and they were like, listen, we're the ones who are paying for you to go to school, so you're going to do what we say. And we want you to be a doctor. So it's either you do what we say or you find your own way to pay for college. And so I had no money at the time, and I just felt like, you know what? Maybe this is just how it's meant to be. So I declined Howard, and I went to Rutgers as a pre-med focus. So my focus area was pre-med, and I had to choose a major. So I could choose biology, exercise science, chemistry, public health, all this other stuff, nutrition. So public health really stood out to me because at the time I didn't even really know much. I was just like, my heart wasn't in being a doctor, so I just really chose whatever. I was just like, you know what? Public health sounds like the closest thing to medicine, so yeah, I'll do that. So basically, I went into Rutgers as a public health major, and I put nursing aside, I put pharmacy aside, and I did what I did. The further I got into my major, the further I started liking public health. Like, when I took my intro to public health class, I was like, yo, okay, this stuff is really dope. And so it came time to pick a focus. For those of you who don't know, public health is a broad major. You could do a lot in public health. You could do research, you could do management, you could do community health, you could do addictions preventions, you could do everything under the sun. So it was time to choose a focus in my public health major. At that point, I already put pre-med aside. I was just focused on public health because I'm like, okay, I really like this. So I ended up choosing, at first I wanted to do addictions preventions. I wanted to become an addictions prevention counselor. And my parents were like, addictions prevention counselor? Once again, just putting me down and saying, they don't make money, choose something else. So I ended up looking up long-term care management, and I was like, what? They make $100K a year? Oh, snap. And all I have to do is get, like, a master's after this, and my master's program will be cut short because of my major, and it's tied with Rutgers and all this stuff. I was like, that is what I'm doing. So I made my focus long-term care management. And so I took health administration classes that were taught by, my professors were the CEOs of major hospitals. If anyone lives in New Jersey, Robert Wood Johnson Hospital, the president and CEO was my professor. I took a long-term care management class. My professor is still the president and CEO of this nursing home that my mom actually works at, and where I got my internship thanks to him because he loved me as a student. So, and my mom, like, she loved getting all the, like, oh yeah, her daughter's in my class. Like, she used to love that. So, you know, I was really, like, into the public health thing until my senior year of college when I had my internship. Basically, I had to just get to know each and every aspect of the home, from maintenance to dietary to recreation to the administrator. So the nursing home administrator was supposed to be my mentor because that's basically what I was studying to be. I was studying to be her. And they basically made us choose through Rutgers. We had to come up with 2 projects to present in front of both the company and in front of the other interns and who they worked with. And so for my project, I was really like into recreation and actually working with the residents. And I also like used to volunteer to help feed. Like I would take some of the nurses' aides residents to help feed them during my time. I used to hate doing paperwork. And so my mentor at the time, if any of you guys work in nursing homes, I'm really trying to keep this story short, but if any of you guys work in nursing homes, you know that once a year, JCO comes to do their annual inspection. That's when you have to be on tip-top shape. Well, what you guys don't know, because a lot of people see the nursing side where it's just like, oh my gosh, you got to be a perfect nurse, chart, do this, do that. So what you don't know is behind the scenes, the administrator has to make sure that before JCO even comes to that company, everything is up to state regulations. Well, the administrator that was my mentor felt like she didn't have to do it that year and wanted to put it on me. She wanted me to do everything to set up for JCO coming. And I was like, wait, I'm doing your work for free? Like, that didn't sit right with me. But to cut long story short, I told her, thank you for the opportunity, but I'm going to have to decline that. I really think that I would like to do a project that's more closely with the residents, yada, yada, yada. She got mad. She told my supervisor, my internship supervisor at the time, my internship supervisor, who happens to be at MSN, was just like, you know what, Ruby? Although she's mad at me, she sent me a strongly worded email. The point of an internship is for you to know what you want to do. So what is it that you want to do? And I'm like, you know what? I really want to do direct patient care. That's where I find most satisfying. Paperwork and all that, it's too boring for me. And so ended up doing my projects in recreation. I did 2 recreation projects. Everyone loved it, yada, yada, yada. After that, I was just like, you know what? Nursing is where I want to be. That's where I feel like I would find the most fulfillment in. So I told myself, after I graduate, I'm doing nursing. So fast forward to my graduation day, the day of my graduation. Everything was fine, yada, yada, yada. I come home. Everyone starts asking, so what's next? I'm like, nursing school. And I started getting so much backlash for that, so much negativity. Why are you doing nursing? You have a whole degree. Why don't you just do your master's? Oh, what kind of nursing are you going to do? You're going to be a nurse? Can you even deal with blood? Such negativity, I cried. And I was just like, you know what? Maybe when I get a job and I save up enough money, I'll be able to pay for nursing school on my own and just do what I want to do on my own. So, it came up where my parents traveled to Africa, and at the time, I had a friend that I was talking to. He was actually an LPN, going into an RN program, and I remember telling him, like, yo, I really want to be a nurse. Maybe, like, eventually when I get enough money, then I'll apply for nursing school. And he was like, why not now? What's stopping you? And I'm like, you know what? What is stopping me? At the time, I was finding a really hard time getting a job because, like I said, I have my degree, but it's in something that I'm not really passionate in. So I don't want to work in, like, these places because my heart's not in it. I want to be in a nursing, like, I want to be a nurse. That's what I want to be. So at the time, I was finding it really hard to get a job. I finally got a job as a receptionist, and what I didn't know when I, like, applied for the job, that was only for weekends. So I got hired, and I was only working weekends. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, he's right. I'm sitting here wasting time. I have a job that's only weekends. My weekdays are are empty. Why not? So without the knowledge of my parents, I only told my siblings. I applied to nursing school. I didn't have any money. Thank God for my siblings who always helped me out. Applied into nursing school, did the entrance exam, got accepted. Surprisingly, I had their 100% support. And I was just like, okay. So I gathered my parents and my siblings. I'm like, listen, if I'm going to be putting my money into this, things are going to go my way. Nobody, and I mean nobody, except for you guys and my best friend and the homie who I was talking to at the time, knows that I'm going to school, and that's the only people that I want to know. Nobody else. And so that's how I kept it. And guys, let me tell you, it has been hard keeping nursing school a secret, just for the fact of, like I said earlier, every freaking African, every auntie is a nurse. So clinicals that we have are in nursing homes, and trust me, I would see some, and someone would be like, oh, Ruby, you're in nursing school? Oh, LPN or RN? My uncle, who comes to visit every single day, like whenever I would see his truck parked outside, I would drive to my best friend's house because I would have my clinical uniforms on and just hide until he leaves and come back. So that is basically how I hid nursing school. So let me fast forward to graduation day. Still dipped and dodged people. People didn't know. It came time for after graduation, if you guys watch the video, I went to a restaurant with my family. My sister was like, you know what? I'm going to post it. Screw this. You did a good job. You did something positive. Don't let anyone take that away from you. I was scared, but I'm like, you know what? Go ahead and post it. So she posted it on Facebook. And so I was like, you know what? Let me post it on Instagram. And that's why I posted it on Instagram. And I got the highest amount of likes that I ever gotten on Instagram ever. 388 likes for that post. And I captioned it, "The best moves are made in silence." And a lot of people were like, wow, oh my gosh, Ruby, you did nursing? Go ahead, girl. So following that, I got a lot of backlash. Not even towards my face, but secret backlash. My uncle that I said always comes over, he was so upset that my parents didn't tell him that he stopped coming to visit. And he literally comes every day. He stopped coming to visit. My mom's friends started asking, oh, why did Ruby do LPN? She has a whole degree. Why didn't she just do RN? People who aren't even nurses were asking, why didn't Ruby do LPN? Why did Ruby do LPN? Why didn't she just do RN? Or why didn't she just get her BSN? Since she already has a degree, why couldn't she do an ABSN? And I'm looking like, okay, so were you going to pay for me? Like, what were you doing to contribute for you to be talking? Anyway, I digress. That is the story of how I kept nursing school and why I kept nursing school a secret. So, guys, the tea is out. I hope you like it. And that's basically it with my story. So, thank you for watching, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys.